Doesn't want to play the file, so we're just going to go live right now. Okay. Okay. So, let's see. Anybody? I'm showing zero thing right now. But again, this is mainly for the later views anyway. But it is good to have an audience here when they're here. So, but as it is, oh, for crying out loud, Windows doing its weird thing. Yeah, for anyone thinking about upgrading to Windows 11, don't for a while. Okay, it's a little buggy. Especially times like this. I know what's going up, what's not. The camera's showing on. I'm assuming we're broadcasting, even though I can't see a bloody thing. And as soon as something comes up, I can actually start something because I got no thing in mind. I will hold off on describing it until I know screen's back and I know I'm broadcasting. So, in the meantime, it's being cranky. Okay, we are live because Steph's got the phone on. So, all right. So, what I got lined up here is again, that's why I said it's fan film, sort of, because it's not a fan film. It is a little known Gene Roddenberry pilot that he cooked up in 1962. This is before the lieutenant even, but he was starting to think, he started drawing on his own military experience. It was something called APO 923. For those weren't in the service overseas, APO stands for Army Post Office. I don't know why they changed it nowadays, but when I was in England, it was APO 07. But APO 923, I think what I find is actually Brisbane, Australia. But that is where you'd be able to send and receive U.S. mail without having to deal with international. It was a U.S. post office on a base, and your mail would go through that. It still does overseas, but but it would only cost it'd be you could use U.S. postage and they send it to you like normal U.S. mail. It may take a little longer because you are doing with this, especially World War II. There's when the series is set, or its pilot is set. It would have been a series. Oh, there we go. Now we're back up here. Okay, so I'm not even going to try and play the file. I'm going to go straight to sharing the page here. So let me get this queued up here. Now, unfortunately, there's a time code on the bottom. I can't do anything about that. And also, apparently, the opening titles are missing. But I imagine, judging by the closing titles, it had been this stock letter, kind of a grave thing there with APO 923, starring yada, yada, yada. And actually, among the starring cast on this thing is Pat Harrington, who went on to become very famous as Snyder, the Super, and One Day at a Time. So let's get that here. Get me back in there so we can go up. Okay, we got somebody watching. Somebody's shown up. Okay, now let me go ahead and get this shared out. I don't think I'm going to bother with the invites this time around, especially when it's really last minute. Just screw it. I can't play the opening credit, opening thing. Just send it. All right. Just throw it out there. And if any of the usual suspects show up, they know how to get a hold of me for an invite to get on the panel. But so we can discuss this in more detail. But yes, no, I won't. Try that again. But this is an interesting show because it's technically it's kind of rated as a bit of a military comedy, but this was much more in the vein of later shows like MASH or where you have humorous and dramatic elements, and it confused the hell out of the critics that saw it back in the day. I think it aired once on like ABC or something, and it just confused the heck out of everybody because they didn't know what kind of show it. They didn't know what it meant to be. And thinking 10 years later, this should fit right in next to MASH. The same sort of thing. But as it was, just no one nibbled on it. I thought it was just too weird. So we're going to go ahead and get on with it here. I will send out some invites along the way here. Just to, what do we got going here? Oh, somebody. I'll let it go. Fuck it. All right. So let's just go ahead and get going here. Yep. I mean, the usual thing is like you start making trouble, you're out. But as long as you play nice and a good conversation going, we're great. All right. So from 1962. Did I get this thing shared right? Hold on. Stop that. I'll make sure I got this thing shared because I don't know. I forget if I did. I don't think I checked the video. All right. All right. So let's just get this show on the road here. And like I said, the opening title's lost, but the rest of it's still here. So I think we're just picking up right when the title's getting here. So.
It's all right, Sergeant. Take the pack with you.
Thank you, Colonel, sir. You've just been had. He's got more smokes than any GI in camp.
Reminds me of the men you whipped into shape for me at New Caledonia.
Yeah, they were good boys. Before you pull out, I'll drop.
Make careful note of the
Drop by and
names.
see the ones that are left, sir.
You'll hear
Speaking
them
of
later.
Boona, you can have the parade if you want, Jimmy. They don't hand out very many silver stars.
What if I refuse it?
To James T. Irvine for valor, above and beyond the call of duty. With his company officers killed or wounded, he regrouped the
You
survivors.
really know how to put someone on the spot, don't you? You hand them one and a chance to volunteer for a second one, all in the same breath. You know, when I transferred out, I tried to explain something. Here, sir. They say one picture's worth 1,000 words. Stupid idiot Irvine. The last one he kills, he's got to go through his pockets. How many of the others carried snapshots like that? What's the approved military answer, Colonel?
It might be easier than what I'd say to you man to man.
I think I can handle it at that level. I've become a feather merchant, right? Goofing off, soft job, too much time to think. So I'm getting what's coming to me.
Negative. I like operators. Men who play hard usually fight hard. Now, as just another GI, you can slug in the teeth. And I start this way. This character jumped us. Now, he made the new rules and we didn't. Do you think any of us like the killing business? Well, we don't. And maybe that's what this whole thing is all about. So what do we do, Mr. Gut full of guilt? Wait till they come rolling up the street of your hometown?
Well, maybe then I can understand it.
Fine. And maybe you'd like to stop some of this killing.
Yeah, maybe I like that a lot.
Well, that's just what's going to happen to an awful lot of dog faces you know if I can't find a man to back them up. Thanks for the coffee.
If it's still man to man, you can tell your chief signal officer you have found yourself a pigeon. And while you're patting yourself on the back, you can keep one hand free. Take this and I guess that ends our man-to-man conversation, sir.
Enemy stragglers! They hit the supply depot, sir!
One of Roddenberry's favorite little trope here of the reluctant hero, you know.
toolbox is broken into, sir.
Look at here, too. All right, let's get a quick count. Get those flares in the air!
What you do, Ken? They could be any place.
Kind of go thing. If there's one thing to kill a guy from like 10,000 feet or, from 100 yards away with a rope, when you're 5 feet away, it's another human being, even if it is, So, yeah, it's, that's what Mr. James T. Irvine is wrestling with at the moment. So again, go through his belongings and finds an apple. This actually becomes important because, there's no apples out here. Now we're going to meet the rest of our regular characters here. This is going to center on a 3-man opposite. We met Irvine already. Now it's going to be the other two here. I guess the B-17 pilot would be the self-insert for Roddenberry here.
That's a great way to treat the taxpayers' money.
Yeah? Send me a letter to the complaint department. You PT boat guys will get out there and do a job.
Wait a second. What about that famous bomb sight of yours that can hit a pickle barrel at 20,000 feet?
Pickle barrels at 20,000 feet, I can handle, but somebody out there don't like me. These are cruisers.
Poor boy. I better drop you off at debriefing.
Yeah, it's a little dark, but make sure I got this thing labeled right.
Let's pick up Jimmy and get down to business.
No, they didn't bother him.
Now hear this. The Joint Chiefs will assemble for Operation Hand Crank. Mike, would you look at what this nut has done now? Does that thing really work?
Well, listen, Jellicoe, if Thomas Edison brought you the electric light bulb, would you ask questions?
Look, just crank this thing. You won't need me there.
Hey, wait, come here. Does the Nimitz need MacArthur?
Well, I sort of volunteered for a special assignment next week. There's a few things here I better clean up first. Look, it's nothing big. Just an old CO of mine needed someone, that's all.
His initials wouldn't be Colonel Crow, would they? That guy that just flew in to organize a commando outfit?
What's the matter? Can't you stand prosperity? Sleeping on a mattress will bother you or something?
Big heart. You just let him walk in and do it to you?
Come on, Jim. Where's that old Irvine sparkle?
What are you guys? You chaplains or something? Well, maybe I better go along. Knucklehead would probably crank this in the wrong direction.
So we have Jim Irvine, our Army officer, And our PT boat commander, his name is Edward Jellicoe. Yes, they reuse that name later. And the B-17 pilot is by the name of Captain Pike. I forget the exact first name.
Greetings from Birdland, gentlemen.
Hey, Jimmy. What if I can scrounge an electric motor from an old burned out tank?
Yeah, might work as a ceiling fan. Better get it to me fast, Mr. Hackett. I'll be kind of busy after next week.
Okay. Thank you.
What do you got in the hole? All right, knock that off.
This is kind of the more lighthearted of what life was like in the South Pacific. This is stuff they're running.
Where did this come from?
Hey, apples. You got the rudder bedded. Where you get?
Never mind. Where do they come from?
Hey, Eddie.
All right, I should put it. Mountain. Very high.
Mm-hmm.
Come on up. Give me a pitcher of water.
Step right up, warriors. The first race on a joint sheet. Now, what's this, you Melanesian Jay Gould? We're going to make your operations look like peanuts.
Big card, gentlemen. In all the world, what would you like most right now?
I can tell you it ain't gonna come out of no machine.
Hey, Joe. $20 cost this.
$20 we're going to have. Now, watch it, gentlemen. I turn the crank, and out comes gold. Hunts the solid, ever-loving gold.
Okay. It's not working.
Hey, Jeff.
Yeah, you open the trap first.
Ice for sale.
An ever-loving ice maker.
Yep.
Warm tonight, isn't it? And sticky. Yes, sirree. Frosty little miracles at 4 bits a cube.
4 bits? Are you off your rocker? Entirely too much.
Well, I guarantee it'll make that jungle juice taste like bottle and bond. Here, I'll pay. Atta boy.
There we go. Yes, they're selling ice cubes for 50 cents a piece.
4 bits. Let's get the money out. It's sirree. Give me some more juice. Ice, will you? Come on. Here you go. Give me the money. I want the money. Give me the money. Here's the money. Give me the money. Here's some more money. Don't touch it. Let me have some more money. Come on. Fine. There we go.
$3 a minute, and I'm turning slow.
Can you read the handwriting on the wall, Tapioca? Your empire is crumbling.
Uh-oh.
You hear Iron Bird motor? Japanese fella. Him come now.
Old bed check Charlie, right on schedule.
$10 says you're wrong this time.
Bet.
Mm-hmm. Here he comes. Yep.
Hey, no time for split traitors. There'll be a rush of cut. I can't figure Jimmy out tonight. He's usually a gang of laughs.
Take a guy who's been through the meat grinder, Admiral, a guy who's really had it. But with so much pride, he's trapped into volunteering for a rough one again. What him?
Pride cornereth the man, Phil. If he can't admit he's scared, it figures he starts looking for another way out.
Uh-huh.
What goes with Jimmy?
I'll see you later. There's a
Still
man
talking
I'm
about
gonna
that
talk to.
apple.
No, Bill, I am not volunteering to chase them for you. I'm saying there's something peculiar about us being hit by stragglers for guns and ammo. Yes. Yes, I can loan you a man for that. I need a man over there that can read a trail. Send Corporal Tedderson and a walkie-talkie.
Yes.
Now, Captain, I thought I made it clear that I'm busy.
It won't take that long.
All right, Captain, you guessed it. My entire operation could hang on one radio being able to transmit the right message at the right minute. Now, I shouldn't have to tell you what the weather conditions are here or what they do to communications equipment. And I certainly shouldn't have to tell you that I cannot load down my radar groups with technicians and spare parts.
Answer, James T. Irvine and Parachute.
Or on some islands, he'll go in by sub or PT boat. The man is a 1 in a million combination. He's able to use a knife and a gun to get where we want him. He's able to keep a transmitter going with baling wire and chewing gum.
The job's so rough, the signal corps would loan him to you only if he volunteered.
How does this concern you?
Friendship. I got a feeling you did your recruiting with your knee, Colonel, real low.
Captain Pike, if Jimmy Irvine were my own brother, I could not be more fond of him. And I'll tell you this. I'd still give him a knee if 100 men's lives depended on it. And that doesn't mean that I would enjoy it.
Off the record, Colonel. Taking your hypothetical, brother. Suppose he'd already done more than his share. Supposing you pushed him a little bit too far. So he decides to hold up.
Well, I would hope that my brother's friends would see to it that he doesn't. Because there is absolutely nothing hypothetical about what I would have to do to a deserter.
Kind of little veiled, do what you have to, gentlemen. Now we got a better look at this boat.
You know, Admiral, you ought to trade this bamboo yacht in on one of those.
We work our way up, Ikey. First a destroyer, then a cruiser. First thing you know, you got mess boys in white jackets with laundry, hot meals, soda, things you fly boys will never find out about. Now hear this.
No, it does not appear to be the PT-73.
Now hear this.
Dear Emmy Lou.
Dear Emmy Lou, regarding those USO dances you wrote about, let Uncle Eddie tell you a few things about servicemen.
Listen, Skipper, if this kid is 16, she can probably tell you about servicemen.
The world is full of dames. The world is not full of dames who happen to be the daughter of the president of the company I work for. And it seems to me, Charlie, that a torpedo man would understand leading his target. You
All
plan
right.
ahead, you plan
Well,
your
welcome to the thing.
And when you get home, you find she's married, has 3 kids, and the company has a new mail.
New arrival.
Which is exactly the kind of negative thinking I can
Yeah,
expect
it's an
from a
old
gun.
pilot from
Now listen,
1962
in 2
that
years I'm
Roddenberry
home, the
did
war's over.
way back.
Emmy Lou is 18.
Didn't sell, but you see some
When I
hints in
left,
there.
her proportions were somewhat modest, but now at 18, why, she's... You get the picture? In walks Jellicoe, suntan and brown, with medals down to here, and a rollicking quarter-deck gait.
Medals for what?
Medals? Are you kidding? By the time we're engaged, I'll be a lieutenant commander with experience on the naval staff. Now look, the war is over. You're the president of the company. Are you going to put a lieutenant commander back in the mailroom?
No, Skipper.
Uh-huh.
I don't recall ever meeting an officer I'd trust in that job.
Good morning, Colonel.
The Roddenberry could do a real good line here and there. So yeah. Oh, thank you, Parrothead. Yeah.
Lieutenant Jellicoe.
How do you do, sir? Ordinarily, I have a much nicer setup for
Now,
visiting.
Lieutenant, you can fight me aboard some other time. Right now, I'm a little hurried.
Sir?
I'm mentioning. A Jeep was missing from Signal Corps motor pool this morning. A supply of sea rations was scrounged from the mess hall. And a tarp and a bedroll from QM. And I'm wondering if my hypothetical brother's friends know anything at all about this. Because I happen to think he's AWOL.
Is that all, sir?
That's just the beginning.
Mr. Hackett, would you fix the colonel a cup of coffee or something?
If the colonel will excuse us, please.
Mr. Hackett.
Yeah, then we got to go bail out Jimmy and the mess he's about to get himself into.
Hey, Tapioca, how you spell Japan? Japanee. Hey, no E. No E.
Okay.
Fella, he paid 2 bits. Altogether, this many. What name you call it?
4 bits.
4 bits. $1. Ah! bula bula venaka.
4 bits is half an hour.
Bula bula venaki.
Alright.
Me teach them small fellas old stories of Moloman people. Wonderful. I
Mhm.
love your quaint old tribal legend.
Especially the one where this many 2 bits. You call them $1.
Now let's have the story on a fella named Irvine. Has he been here today? Other fella.
Mhm.
No see him today.
Yeah. The ice cubes. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You're too late, Pike. Now let's have it and fast. He traded you that machine.
Eddie, I'll tell you, Tapioca wouldn't give a friend away. Let's just take our little gizmo and depart.
Hey, will you take a machine? Other fellas sell to tapioca.
3 people on this machine, and one other fella, one this boat fella, and one me, Iron Bird fella.
Ice machine, 3 pieces?
You can come pick up your PC anytime. Just
Mhm.
bring a hacksaw.
Ooh.
You got a hacksaw. Mike, what are you doing? We don't have time to play games. Just tell him he can have the whole machine.
It's Melanesia, the knucklehead. He likes Jimmy. We've got to play it his way so we can get him off the hook.
Other fella sell tapioca ice machine. No see him after?
Who's talking about other fella? Forget him. We're tired of hearing him. Do you want the ice machine or not?
Okay, Joe.
Yeah, you crank the thing. It
Tapioca
turns
buy
out. Yeah.
ice machine. How much dollar?
Well, we hope you might suggest a trade of some sort.
Yeah, tapioca. I mean, well, we make so much as it is. More dollars just going to create a tax problem. You know $1. One trade.
Mm-hmm.
What tapioca give for a trade?
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of a tough one, Tapioca, the way Uncle Sam showers us with luxuries.
Maybe a change of scenery might do us good, Admiral, you know. Get away from it all. That's crazy thinking. Where would we go?
Hey, Joe.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You like to take a nice trip? A trip? Well, of all the things to come up with, a
Mhm.
trip. Well, listen, we'd probably wind up someplace that was hot and full of bugs. No. Nice trip.
Mm-hmm.
We'd have to have food, water. Maybe some monument village here, man who knows the island as well as you do, Tapioca.
You know like Himoloman place. Tapioca, show you place. You go up high. No bug.
Uh-huh.
Like a Banaka place?
Makapanaka place. Place all the same. White man, no white man. Wait a minute. What are you
Okay.
talking about? You mean there's a place up here with people like us? Plenty fresh fruit, plenty Marys. Women?
Oh.
Stick with the fresh fruit.
Hey, Pike, do you realize what he's talking about? He's talking about some kind of a Shangri-La up there in those mountains. Well, look, it's possible. Neither the Japs or us, we only ever occupied the coast.
Sure. Hidden
Mhm.
village, fresh produce, beautiful half-white women.
True or not, it's the kind of a place that Jimmy would go for.
Mm-hmm.
You know find fresh fruit, plenty Marys. You keep my slave. You find fresh fruit, Marys. Tapioca keep my slave. No tell lie.
Mm-hmm.
Go missionary school. Da-da-dee.
All right.
Okay,
Deal.
good.
Show us how to get there.
You go up trail,
Mm-hmm.
through mountain, very high.
Oh, boy.
Whoa, hold it, Admiral.
Let me see where they filmed this. I wonder if they were in Hawaii to do
That's
this.
what Big Tapioca was talking about. We go right through it.
Yeah, if he wasn't lying to us.
Well, I'm betting on the missionary.
That'll be the first time they ever heard from you.
Let's go, Admiral.
前はこれを持って最後になれ。そんなか。じゃあ、行こ
A somewhat unusual thing, having the Japanese speak Japanese, no subtitles. So. Well, so the critics, they didn't know what to do, what to think about this song. I imagine they were sold like it's be like McHale's Navy, just with different. That's it, McHale's Navy. This isn't funny at all.
George Baker 8, come in. George Baker 8, come in.
This is George Baker 8. Over.
There's more of them here than you guess, sir. They must have taken an automatic rifle. We picked up plenty of ammo for it last night. It could have been them that knocked off those bulldozer and line stringing crews.
Well, stand by and give me your position.
Coordinates 475-10.
We're on our way.
Looks like we're still on Jimmy Boy's trail.
So we got everyone kind of converging here. So we got some Japanese, stragglers. They're leaving off the lay of the land here and the nearby GI. So these guys have been raiding the supplies for a while, apparently. And Irvine is apparently gone up into the hills to go after these guys. And these two are tracking them down. And then we got a scouting team back there. Now, so it's all everyone's gonna come up here sooner or later.
Wait a minute, that might be a booby trap.
So I'll find out.
Good luck to you.
Thanks.
That's Jimmy's Jeep, all right.
Looks like this is as far as you could go in this thing. Come on, Pike, we're gonna have to hoof it.
I'm betting they filmed in Hawaii. So this is definitely not California, terrain or weather. And for a pilot, you can splurge a little bit. You can go. If this had gone to series, they would have been lucked in LA. Well, imagine Roddenberry would have pushed to just put the whole production out in Hawaii, beating Hawaii 5-0 by about 7 years. So I got these two guys out on their own, tracking down one guy who's out on his own, surrounded by a bunch of Japanese who are very well armed, courtesy of the Army Supply Depot. And what do they find? Hello, nurse. Yeah.
Bob, you've got sex on the brain.
Well, this is Roddenberry, guaranteed to you. The implication is they're swimming naked. Again, a little bold for 1962. Yeah.
Come on. All right, let's hold it right here.
Oh, they found Jimmy.
What do you think you're doing here? What do we think we're doing?
What do you think you're doing? About 27 miles that way direction, they could be drawing up charges against you. The military's a little touchy about sudden vacations.
You crook, you double-crossing feather merchant, you. He traded our ice machine for that. Came up here to monopolize it himself. This character isn't running.
No, like you thought, I'm running. From something.
Look, fellas, let's try to settle this a little later, huh? Meanwhile, down in the old swimming hole, plenty beautiful... They got Oriental eyes.
Well, now, he finally looked at the faces. The same kind of eyes. There's a whole village of them up around the next bend. Come on, I'll show you.
Come on. Well, I said these gals are not all, full-blood Japanese. They're, all right.
A Chinese village. An ever-loving Chinese village.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure of it. I've seen 100 just like this along the Burma Road.
I still feel Jap somewhere.
The man who's running could be a little bit over-nervous.
And even a guy who's running might still remember our base got hit last night.
Just a bunch of stragglers. Jimmy scared and hungry. You didn't see any signs of Japs, did you?
Even if the Japs found this place, I can't see Chinese as collaborators.
One way to find out.
Well, time to go in and say hello. Okay. Okay, is someone gonna bring in the village elder or something? Or there we go.
I think the child is going after the village elder. It's their idea of courtesy for him to come out and welcome us.
You go, you go, you go. You go, you go. I guess that's Chinese for welcome.
You go, please. Very bad year for crops. We have no food, or women very old, very ugly, or animals very diseased. Very poor village, and nothing for soldiers to steal.
Steal? Now, just a cotton picking minute. If you think we came...
Ah, is it cotton you wish? We have no cotton. No cotton, no silk, no wool.
Look, Mr. Elder, he's just trying to explain that we came here in friendship.
The tiger always smiles upon entering goat pen.
We've got the guy who writes those Chinese fortune cookies. Look, even Shangri-La has its limits. If we're not welcome...
Yeah, but don't you think it's kind of interesting why they're so nervous about uniforms? Excuse me, sir. Do you get many soldiers up here?
In my country, we teach our small children to have a fear of the spotted bears, tax collectors, and soldiers. I now see it is a great foolishness. I am warning him. Please to enter our small village and be welcome.
Thank you.
If you see something of comfort and a value which you wish to...
no.
All right. Oh, here we go.
You will please not kill the old woman. She's my wife.
What?
Greetings.
Greetings, grandmother.
All
It's
right.
our intention to defend ourselves.
You will not defend. It is not our custom to give violence.
They will bring war to our own street, honorable husband.
We ran from our own soldiers, from Taipei. We ran from still others, from Java, from still others.
You mean you people have been running from war all the way from China?
The world is on fire with soldiers.
Yes, grandmother, the world is certainly on fire.
It is time to defend, honorable old woman.
If you wish to see blood in town, we'll begin with mine. Do you follow a foolish old woman? or the teachings of our Lord Buddha? To take life removes the secret of all things. Is this what you propose?
These are soldiers, old man.
Soldiers, in someone else's eyes, might do evil, but they are still men. The world is on fire because one man killed, then 2, then 100. You wish it to show courage? The greatest courage is not to kill, even in the face of death.
You will please return to your homes.
And now my foolish wife return to our house, and at a later time I will beat her.
And if you beat me, I will not rub your leg when the winter brings that pain on again.
Yeah. Yeah. Now please to excuse why I'm preparing honors suitable to your welcome.
Same feeling still bothering you? I got a feeling, too, that somebody's not leveling with us.
If you're not running scared, what did bring you up here? Jimmy, I can't figure it. You're a guy that'd level on any subject.
Look, if I find what I came up for, I'll let you know in fast. If I don't, just as soon nobody ever knew what I had in mind. Let's look around, huh?
Hey, put your up. You go.
I apologize. There is no food of your country.
Well, I'll tell you about American food, Mr. Wong. We haven't had any since we've been in the service.
Our people have offered you with money baskets of food. You take from them none of these.
Mr. Wong, you laid it out like it was ransom or something.
Look, no hard feelings, understand?
Do you guys realize what we're sitting on here? If we could scrounge up a few trucks and make a daily delivery from this village, well, we could be the produce kings of the island. Mr. Wong, if you're serious about getting rid of a few pigs and a couple of heads of cabbage, I mean, a little business.
It is the business of soldiers to steal.
Look, Mr. Wong, this sounds corny, but, and people from every country probably say the same thing, but we're different. We don't steal.
And you do not kill?
My husband, it is not possible they speak the truth.
They are no different. For soldiers, they have waited with great patience and courtesy.
Mm-hmm.
We wish to confer that upon you.
Yeah.
You wish to what? They will make excellent servants.
They have agreed to this. You will find them well trained in cooking, in the cleaning of clothing, and I trust will be treated with kindness.
Yeah. What is this strange look you give? They are too old, too young?
No. Our base is exclusively male. It would make problems.
It seems to me the exclusion of a female will make even greater problems on your base.
Oh, true, how true.
Yeah.
This kind of seems to be the thing that the Wookiee books come up. Yeah.
So, Mr. Wong, since you can't buy us off, when will they be back? You know, sir, you had me bothered, especially when you said soldiers in someone else's eyes might do evil.
Yeah, there's no way they'd be able to do the show today, but
It was like you were taking the words right out of my own mind. That is until I realize that your way is maybe more violent than ours. You know, just by sitting still and letting it happen, you can hurt more people than the rest of us who fight back.
What is it, Jimmy?
One of the stragglers was carrying that. I knew apples needed dry soil, cool nights. Probably a high valley well hidden.
Jim, you came up here to find Japs?
Yeah, and I knew there had to be some kind of village because that same straggler's pouch was newly mended. Sewing machine stitches.
Oh.
Mr. Wong, you've got hand sewing machines up here, haven't you? And a cobbler, too, probably.
My husband, it is time for the truth.
Time to fess up.
When night comes, Japanese soldiers also come.
Whoopsie.
If you are found here, our entire village dies.
Oh boy.
What's keeping Jimmy?
There is no cause to alarm. The Japanese soldiers do not enter or leave cliff opening in daylight. This place much too happy for them to take risk.
Mm.
What's your answer, Mr. Wong?
I will not agree to what you asked.
Look, I told you the Japanese are bound to know we've been here. They probably found our jeeps by now, and they're not going to wait for nightfall. Come here.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want any dead heroes. When you see the Japs, sound it once and run.
Jimmy, what is it? What's going on?
Now, in 20 words or less, mister, I came up here because...
I was scared. That much was true. You know, a lot of guys depending on me, and I was scared of letting them down because I couldn't kill again.
The answer isn't as easy as just pulling a trigger, is it?
No, you know, everything the colonel was trying to tell me, it's right here. This is the whole war in a nutshell. You know, it was just like our own country. They bent over backwards trying to avoid it. Finally, there was only one way left for them. Kill or be killed.
Jimmy, they don't have a chance.
That's right.
How many stragglers are there?
I'd guess about 5 to 1 of us, maybe more.
Great.
Boys, mind if I go back to the base and get my boat?
You want out?
What the Admiral's saying is he's missed torpedoes at a half a mile and I'm bombs at 20,000 feet. This ever-loving up to your knees in mud stuff is new to us.
You'll handle it.
This is no time for confidence.
There we go. Time to pass around some guns. Okay, well, these 3
Now, look,
sidearms.
we're going to need you here.
Are you kidding? Those guys are pros. They'll leapfrog each other in and wipe us out. Our only chance is to flank them.
Sure, you gotta surround them?
Quoting one Robert E. Lee, there are 3 ways to win a war. Attack, attack, attack.
I got news, Jimmy. He lost.
That's because you Yankees were too stupid to know when you were licked. I'm counting on that now.
We're coming.
You know how to use this?
Yes.
Use it well, and keep this over your head.
Yes, he's going in with just his knife. Okay. Whoopsie. course, it helps. They've been stealing American weapons, so how's this job? No. Okay. So they recovered at least one BAR.
Oi, nadie stända. Nadie stända.
Hey, wake up, you. Oh, crap. He's dead.
Look at it. Look at it. Go.
All right, yeah. Get the guy in the back who's got the BAR. Yeah. And here comes. All right. So, boy got winged in the arm. But nothing like a submachine gun to even things out, don't you think?
Close?
Close.
Several of our people are hurt.
See what you can do for him, Pike. And I'll take care of Robert E. Lee. Jr.
I suppose you three think you're some kind of ever-loving heroes or something, huh?
Well, as a matter of fact, Colonel, no, sir.
Get the obligatory dressing
Or maybe
down.
you're under the delusion that someone suggested you come up here.
No, sir, our own idea. You see, our friend here was looking for apples. As senior officer, that is, before the colonel arrived, I concluded a treaty with our Chinese allies here. China is our ally, you know.
After all, Colonel, they occupied this valley first. All they wanted was a little privacy.
Except, sir, for a few exceptions that they may from time to time name.
I wouldn't want the Colonel to think there was any lack of gratitude on their part, sir. However, when you're through mopping up here, why, this place is off limits for troops.
Yeah.
You, Captain, will report to your commanding officer. You're off base area in violation of specific orders.
Yes, sir.
You, Lieutenant, will do precisely the same. Irvine, when you get out of the dispensary, I'm going to keep you so busy you'll have no time to get in any trouble.
Yes, sir.
And Irvine, I have something that belongs to you. Perhaps you'd like to come by my tent later on and pick it up without a parade.
Yes, sir. I think that'd be
Just take your silver star and be thankful.
Chiefs, Malarkey. any time that I am on this island, and you want to fall for bridge, my field number is George Baker 8.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. George Baker 8. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, it was sure great while it lasted, huh?
Yeah.
We find plenty fresh fruit.
Yeah, onions, pea pies, melon.
And tomatoes, huh? Just like home. Ripe and firm.
Which brings us to the subject of Marys. We sure found plenty Marys.
Uh-huh.
Beautiful, beautiful Mary.
Except for certain restrictions in high places, this could be the loveliest of wars.
But you know what it adds up to?
What then? I'll tell you.
Tapioca gave us exactly what he promised, and now we're out of an ice machine.
Guys like us ought to take out insurance against stupidity.
Did you hear that?
Birdman, you've done it again. Insurance, that's where all the money is. Now look, we become insurance brokers. We divide the camp into areas, maximum risk and minimum risk.
1,001. Charlie doesn't get you on your birthday.
If it's 1,000 to 1, we'll give him 100 to 1.
We cover absolutely everything. We figure the odds on everything, and we give them the odds on, like, say, for example, insurance against promotion.
And write John letters.
We won the vote in this war.
And we run it like it ought to be run.
Okay. So let's go look at some of the credits here and get some names. And unfortunately, what all been in the opening credits, which are lost. So let's just go. Okay.
This has been a Screen Gems film production from the Hollywood studios of Columbia Pictures.
Okay, so there we go. That was APO 923. That would have been, I think that would have been a good show if it had been picked up. So it's a bit of a loss. So, and it is only 18. Okay, so let me just go ahead and see if we can figure out if Wes is going to. I want to send you over to Trekking on Tuesday, but unfortunately, Wes takes forever to finally get the thing going, set up. So let's see. Oh dear, someone is apparently,
What?
I was going to talk about, Beats and Variety about how, no, we're not a peak Trek yet. They've got other things in the works. And Rob Burnett is live right now talking about it. Apparently, yes, they officially announced they're going to do a Starfleet Academy series when the thing opens up. And of course, was still doing his Section 31 thing. So I'll tell you what, I am going to, well, hell, is anybody watching Game of Thrones? Well, anyway, there'll be more, and I'll probably do a video on it later. So, all right. So, yeah, we have no audience, but partially to get content on the channel. People come by later and watch later. So, we will wrap it there, and we'll talk at you later.